ಸಂಸಾರದಾವಲಲಿದಲೋಕ ತ್ರಣಯ ಕಾರುಣ್ಯ ಗಣ ಗಣತ್ವಂ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಸ್ಯ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಗುಣನವಸ್ಯ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ಮಹಾಪ್ರಭೋ ಕೀರ್ತನ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗೀತಾ ವಾದಿತ್ರಮಾದ್ಯನ್ ಮನಸೋರಸೇನ ರೋಮಾಂಚಕಂಪ ಶ್ರುತರಂಗಬಾಜೋ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಗ್ರಹಾರಾಧನ ನಿತ್ಯನಾನ ಶೃಂಗಾರ ತನ್ಮಂದಿರ ಮಜನಾದ ಯುಕ್ತಸ್ಯ ಭಕ್ತಾಂ ಶನಿಯುಂಜತೋಪಿ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ಚತುರ್ವಿಧಾ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವತ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಸ್ವಾದ್ವನ್ನ ತೃಪ್ತಾನ್ ಹರಿಭಕ್ತ ಸಂಗಾನ್ ಕೃತ್ವೈವ ತೃಪ್ತಿಂ ಭಜತ ಸದೈವ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಧಿಕಾ ಮಾಧವಯೋರಪಾರ ಮಾಧುರ್ಯ ಲೀಲಾ ಗುಣರೂಪ ನಾಮ್ನಾಂ ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ವಾದನಲೋಲುಪಸ್ಯ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ನಿಕುಂಜಯೂನೋ ರತಿ ಕೇಲಿಸಿದ್ದೈ ಯಾಯಾಲಿಭಿರ್ಯುಕ್ತಿರಪೇಕ್ಷಣೀಯ ತತ್ರ ತ್ರಿದಕ್ಷಾದತಿವಲ್ಲಭಸ್ಯ ವಂದೇ ಗುರೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಂ. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾದರಿತ್ರೇಣ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೈರ್ ಉಕ್ತಸ್ತಥಾ ಭಾವ್ಯತ ಏವ ಸಾದ್ಭಿಃ किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्. यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत् प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायं स्तुवं तस्य यशस्वी वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav, Radha Nila Madhav, Shri Radhe. Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra. Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha. Jayo Sita Ram, Jayo Sita Ram, Jayo Sita Ram, Jayo Lakshman Hanuman. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Om Shnipad Brahmamsa Pajaka Acharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace. Aparchana Vrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBD PI founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Shnipad Brahmamsa Pajaka Acharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Tiro Bhava Mahosava Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai, Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premi se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Govinda Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Guru Dam Ki Jai. Shri Vardha Bhumi Vrindavan Dam Ki Jai. Shri Navadvipa Mayapur Dam Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Dam Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dam Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Samavrita Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadadayine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito nasimha parato nasimha. Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Bahi nasimha rudhaye nasimha. पते तव कर कमलवरे नागाम् अद्भुत श्रृंगा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह देव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रियासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रियासी नमो नमः। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो यही अभिलाषी। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो यही अभिलाषी। ये तुम्हारे शरण हो तारा वंश पूर्ण हो। कृपा खोरी करो तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोरा ये अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। नयने हेरी भो सदा युगल रूपरासी। यही निवेदन धारो सखीरानुगाता घोरो। सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी। दीन कृष्ण दास कोय यही ये न मोरा होय। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न बासी। नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रियासी नमो नमः। यानि कानि च पापानि प्रमाद्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि प्रमाद्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माद्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Vrinde Devi Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Vrindayai Tulsi Devayai Priyayai Keshavascha cha Vishnu Bhakti Praday Devi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulsi Devayai Priyayai Keshavascha cha Vishnu Bhakti Praday Devi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulsi Devayai Priyayai Keshavascha cha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vrinde Devi Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai.
Oh, Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before again and again. My desire in the service is Shilata and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you, become resident upon you, make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire also grant me residence in the precious groves of Shiva and Dhavanatam. Thus within my vision, showers behold beautiful paths and Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follow Karo Danso's virgin. Please give me the privilege devotional service and make my own maidservant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna, praise. May I always swim the love, Shri Radha and Govinda, Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 fences in metal chanting holy name should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees or dedicate the life propagating holy name the Lord. 2. To consider name the demigods or Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme Veda literature pursuing Vedic version. 5. To consider glorious chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength to chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna with auspiciously chosen activities, offering the Veda the fruity activities, karma, kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glorious holy name. 10. To adopt complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments in understanding so many instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna, Prema. Now let us offer most humble obeisances unto all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as I trees who can fulfill to everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So just a reminder that today is the disappearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and we're fasting half day till noontime around 12:15. Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam. Shriya gaira vachandrika vitaranam vidyavatu jivanam. Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamita Sadhanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranina Kalaha Etadishi Tavakripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Desham Yaha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahalihi Nathanam Najanam Nasundarin Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jamani Jamanishware Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tvai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Ham Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya tava pada pankaja sthita duri satesham vichintaya nayanam garada shurudaraya vadhanam gadgada rudaya gira pulakaya nichitam vapurkada tava nama grahane bhavishyati yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me ashilishava padaratam pinnashtumam Adarsanam marmhatam karotuva yatha tatha va vitatatu lampato matprana nathastu sa eva na paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleansed his heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguished fire of conditional life, repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large, because it spreads a rays and benediction moon. It is life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases ocean transcendent bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. Oh my Lord. One holy name alone can all benediction human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by holy names, but I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street. One should be more taller than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Oh, Almighty Lord, I have no desire to commit wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service, birth after birth. Oh, Son of Marananda Krishna, I'm your eternal servitor, yet somehow I have fallen in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and please me as one of Adam's your lotus feet. Oh, Son of Marananda, oh my Lord, while my eyes bedecked with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name, while my voice choke up and hurts my body stand and recitation of your name. Oh Govinda, feeling of separation becomes a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes are torrents of rain, and I feel all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and shall remain so if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything and everything, for He's always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Om Magyana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshum Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatyate Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vidyana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Darine Rupa Nuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Rasambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdishta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarabhauma Shri Jaganathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurateshe Namaha Panchatattvatakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Sratho Pangor Mama Manda Matergati Masarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadumada Shimadranagar Singhasanasto Shimadratha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevyamano Smarami Shiman Rasa Rasarambi Vamshivata Tatastitaha Karsham Venu Sonergo Pir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Mangalacharna prayers ki jai Shri Brahma Samhita ki jai Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakarasat Masukoppa Viksha Raksharviteshu Surabhi Rabhi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasa Shatasam Pramasevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venung Kavanantam Aravinda Dalayataksam Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shopam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantaka Lasavanamade Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tipanga Lalitam Yatarpakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Anantachimma Satujala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achotam Anadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durabam Adurabam Atma Bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavassara Sampragamyo Vayurathapi Manaso Munipangavanan Sopyasti Yapapada Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sora Chayitum Jagatanta Kotim Yachakti Rasti Jagatanta Chaya Yatantaha Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhavitadiyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Bhusha Suktayam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chimma Rasa Patibhavitapi Stapi Eva Jarupa Dayakalapi Goloka Eva Nivasati Kilatma Bhutto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sateva Hitayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalani Yamena Tishtan Nanavatarama Makaro Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumamyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by billions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupid. I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon decked, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always reveals in the pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending forms of Shyamasundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests them in finite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay. He is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the processor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is a prevent in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primal Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primal Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, throne, convences, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessor of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidants, Sakis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the Primeval Lord, who is Syam Sundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, within the eye of devotion, tinged with the self of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the form of Rama, Nrisimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions.
Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. Shrinvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha hrudayanta histo hi abhadrani vidunoti suhritsatam nasta prayesva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye cheta eter anavidam sitam satve prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah भगवत तत्व विज्ञानम मुक्त संगस्य जायते विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथेश्चिद्यन्ते सर्व समस्याः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एव आत्मनीश्वरे.
To hear about the Krishna from Vedic literature or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him.
In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord.
By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished.
When these impurities are whipped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly.
Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamsayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 24. Tataschava prayacham imam viprache visrabhya vipra iti krityatayam sarvatmana mriyamanaischa krityam suddham cha tatram satabhi yuktaha. Tata, as such, cha and vaha, unto you, prachyam, that which is to be asked, imam, this, viprache, beg to ask you, visrabhya, trustworthy, vipraha, brahmanas, iti, thus, krityatayam, out of all different duties, sarva atmana, by everyone, mriyamanai, especially those who are just about to die, cha and krityam, dutiful, siddham, suddham, perfectly correct, cha and tatra, therein, amrasata, by complete deliberation, abhiyuktyaha, just befitting. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. In this verse, the king has placed two questions before the learned sages. The first question is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? And the second question is, what is the specific duty of one who is to die very shortly? Out of the two, the question relating to the dying man is most important because everyone is a dying man, either very shortly or after 100 years. The duration of life is immaterial, but the duty of a dying man is very important. Maharaj Parikshit placed these two questions before Sukadeva Goswami also on his arrival, and practically the whole of the Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning from the second canto up to the last, the 12th canto, deals with these two questions. The conclusion arrived at thereof is that devotional service of the Lord Sri Krishna, as it is confirmed with the Lord Himself in the last phases of the Bhagavad Gita, is the last word in relation to everyone's permanent duty in life. Maharaja Parikshit was already aware of this fact, but he wanted the great sages assembled there to unanimously give their verdict on his conviction so that he might be able to go on with his confirmed duty without controversy. He has especially mentioned the word Suddha or perfectly correct. For transcendental realization or self realization, many processes are recommended by various classes of philosophers. Some of them are first class methods and some of them are second or third class methods. The first class method demands that one give up all other methods and surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord, and thus be saved from all sins and their reactions.
तत्र भवद्भगवान् व्यासपुत्रो यदृच्छया गामटमनो अपेक्षः अलक्ष्यलिङ्गो निजलाभतुष्टो वृतक्ष बलैश्वधृतो वेशः. Synonyms: Tatra, there, Abhavat, appeared, Bhagavan, powerful, Vyasaputra, son of Vyasadeva, Yadrachaya, as one desires, Gam, the earth, Atmanaha, while traveling, Anapeksha, disinterested, Alaksha, unmanifested, Linga, symptoms, Nijalabha, self-realized, Tustaha, satisfied, Vrita, surrounded, Cha, and Balai, by children, Avaduta, neglected by others, Vesha, dressed. Translation: Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At the moment there appeared the powerful son of Vyasadeva, who travelled over the earth, disinterested and satisfied with himself. He did not manifest any symptoms of belonging to any social order or status of life. He was surrounded with women and children, and he dressed as if others had neglected him. Purport: the word Bhagavan is sometimes used in relation with some of the great devotees of the Lord, like Sukadeva Goswami. Such liberated souls are disinterested in the affairs of material world because they are self-satisfied by the great achievements of devotional service. As explained before, Sukadeva Goswami never accepted any formal spiritual master, nor did he undergo any formal reformatory performances. His father, Vyasadeva, was his natural spiritual master because Sukadeva Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam from him. After this, he became completely self-satisfied. Thus, he was not dependent on any formal process. The formal processes are necessary for those who are expected to reach the stage of complete liberation. But Sri Sukadeva Goswami was already in the status by the grace of his father. As a young boy, he was expected to be properly dressed, but he went about naked and was uninterested in social customs. He was neglected by the general populace, and inquisitive boys and women surrounded him as if he were a madman. He thus appears on the scene while traveling on the earth of his own accord. It appears that upon the inquiry of Maharaja Parikshit, the great sages were not unanimous in their decision as to what was to be done. For spiritual salvation, there were many prescriptions according to the different modes of different persons. But the ultimate aim of life is to attain the highest perfectional stage of devotional service to the Lord. As doctors differ, so also sages differ in their different prescriptions. While such things were going on, the great and powerful son of Vyasadeva appeared on the scene.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 26. Tam dveshtavarsham sukumarpada karorubhavam sakapolagatram Chavayatashon satulyakarna subhavanam kambu sujata kantham. Synonyms: Tam, him, Tvi, Asta, 16. Varsam, ears, Sukumara, delicate, Pada, legs, Kaya, hands, Uru, thighs, Bahu, arms, Amsa, shoulders, Kapola, forehead, Gatram, body, Charu, beautiful, Ayata, broad, Aksha, eyes, Anasa, high, nose, Tulya, similar, Karna, ears, Shubhru, nice brows, Ananyam, face, Kambu, conch shell, Sujata, nicely built, Kantham, neck. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This son of Vyasdev was only 16 years old. His legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead, and the other parts of his body were all delicately formed. His eyes were beautifully wide, and his nose and ears were highly raised. He had a very attractive face, and his neck was well formed and beautiful like a conch shell. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A respectable personality is described beginning with the legs, and this honored system is observed here with Sukadeva Goswami. He was only 16 years of age. A person is honored for his achievements and not for advanced age. A person can be older by experience and not by age. Sri Sukadeva Goswami, who is described herein as the son of Vyasdev, was by his knowledge more experienced than all the sages present there, although he was only 16 years old.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 27. Nigudha jatram prututunga vakshas mamavrtanabhim valivalguduram cha digambaram vaktra vikirnakesham pralambabahum swamarotthamabham. Niguda, covered, Jatrum, collarbone, Prutu, broad, Tunga, swollen, Vakshasasam, chest, Avarta, world, Nabhim, navel, Vali, Valgu, striped, Udaram, abdomen, Cha, also Dikambaram, dust by all directions, naked, Vaktra, curled, Vikirna, scattered, Kesham, hair, Pralamba, elongated, Bahum, hands, Su Amara, Uttama, the best among the gods, Krishna, Abham, hue. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully striped. His arms were long, and curly hair was strewn over his beautiful face. He was naked, and the hue of his body reflected that of Lord Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His bodily features indicate him to be different from common men. All the signs described in connection with the bodily features of Sukadeva Goswami are uncommon symptoms, typical of great personalities. According to physiognomical calculations, his bodily hue resembled that of Lord Krishna, who is the supreme among the gods, demigods, and all living beings.
Text 28. श्यामं सदापि व्यवयोऽङ्गलक्ष्या लक्ष्म्या स्त्रीणां मनोज्ञं रुचिरे स्मितेन प्रत्युस्ते मुनयः श्वासनेभ्यः संलक्षणज्ञा अपि गूढवर्चसं. Synonyms: Syamam, blackish, Sada, always, Apivya, excessively, Vaya, age, Anga, symptoms, Lakshmya, by the opulence of, Strinam, of the fair sex, Manajnam, attractive, Ruchira, beautiful, Smitena, smiling, Pratyutitaha, stood up, Te, all of them, Munaha, the great sages, Swa, own, Asanebhya, from the seats, Tat, those, Lakshnajna, expert in the art of physiognomy, Api, even, Gouda Varchasam, covered glories. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He was blackish and very beautiful due to his youth. Because of the glamour of his body and his attractive smiles, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover his natural glories, the great sages present there were all expert in the art of physiognomy, and so they honored him by rising from their seats.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 29. Savishrudato tithya agataya tasmai spayam shirsa jahara tato nivatta hai buddhastiyor bhaka mahasaneso vivesha pujitaha. Synonyms: Saha, he. Vishnu Ratha, Maharaja Parikshit, who is always protected by Lord Vishnu. Atithya, to become a guest. Agatya, one who arrived there. Tasmai, unto him. Saparyam, with the whole body. Sirsa, with bald head. Ajara, offered obeisances. Tatha, thereafter. Nivrittaha, chased. He, certainly. Abuddha, less intelligent, Striya, women, Arbhaka, boys, Mahasane, exalted seat, Sa, he, Upavivesha, sat down, Pujitaha, being respected. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Parikshit, who is also known as Vishnu Ratha, one who is always protected by Vishnu, bowed his head to receive the chief guest, Sukdev Goswami. At that time, all the ignorant women and boys ceased following Srila Sukdeva, receiving respect from all. Sukdev Goswami took his exalted seat. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. On Sukadev Goswami arrival at the meeting, everyone except Srila Vyasadeva, Narada and a few others stood up, and Maharaja Parikshit, who was glad to receive a great devotee of the Lord, bowed down before him with all the limbs of his body. Sukdev Goswami also exchanged their greetings and reception by embrace, shaking of hands, nodding and bowing down, especially before his father and Narada Muni. Thus, he was offered the presidential seat at the meeting. When he was so received by the king and sages, the street boys and the less intelligent women who followed him were struck with wonder and fear. So they retired from their frivolous activities, and everything was full of gravity and calm.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 30. Sa samvrtastatra mahan mahiyasam brahma shri raja shri deva shri sanghai vyaro chatalam bhagavan yatendur graharkshaktara nikarai paritaha. Saha Sri Sukadeva Goswami samvrta, surrounded by tatra, there, mahan, great, mahiyasam of the greatest, brahmarshri, saint among the Brahmanas, Rajashri, saint among the kings, Devarshi, saint among the demigods, Sanghai, by the assembly of Vyarochata, well deserved, Alam, able, Bhagavan, powerful, Yatha, as Induhu, the moon, Graha, planets, Riksha, heavenly bodies, Tara, stars, Nikarai, by the assembly of Paritaha, surrounded by. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sukadeva Goswami was then surrounded by saintly sages and demigods, just as the moon is surrounded by stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies. His presence was gorgeous, and he was respected by all. In the great assembly of saintly personalities, there was Vyasadeva, the Brahmarshri, Narada Devarshri, Parasurama, the great ruler of the Kshatriya kings, etc. Some of them were powerful incarnations of the Lord. Sukadeva Goswami was not known as Brahmashri, Rajashri, or Devashri, nor was he an incarnation like Narada, Vyasa, or Parashurama, and yet he excelled them in respects paid. This means that the devotees of the Lord is more honored in the world than the Lord himself. One should therefore never minimize the importance of a devotee like Sukadeva Goswami.
Text 31. Prashantamasina mukunta megasam munin rupo bhagavato bhyupetya pranamya murdhna vahitaha krutajali nritva giri sunrutayan pachat. Synonyms. Prashantam, perfectly pacified, Asinam, sitting, Akunta, without hesitation, Medasam, one who has sufficient intelligence, Munim, unto the great sage, Nripa, the king Maharaja Parikshit, Bhagavata, the great devotee, Abhyupetya, approaching him, Pranamya, bowing down, Murdhna, his head, Avahita, properly, Krishnanjali, with the folded hands, Natva, politely, Gira, by words, Sunrataya, in sweet words, Anvaprachat, inquired. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The sage Sri Sukadeva Goswami sat perfectly pacified, intelligent, and ready to answer any question without hesitation. The great devotee Maharaja Parikshit approached him, offered his respects by bowing before him, and politely inquired with sweet words and folded hands. Purport. The gesture now adopted by Maharaja Parikshit of questioning a master is quite befitting in terms of spiritual injections. The spiritual injection is that one should humbly approach a spiritual master to understand the transcendental science. Maharaja Parikshit was now prepared for meeting his death, and within the very short time of 7 days, he was to know the process of entering the kingdom of God. In such important cases, one is required to approach a spiritual master. There is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master unless one is in need of solving the problems of life. One who does not know how to put questions before the spiritual master has no business seeing him. And the qualification of spiritual master is perfectly manifested in the person of Sukadeva Goswami. Both the spiritual master and the disciple, namely Sri Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit, attained perfection through the medium of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami learned Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadeva, but he had no chance to recite it. Before Maharaja Parikshit, he recited Srimad Bhagavatam and answered the questions of Maharaja Parikshit unhesitatingly. And thus, both the master and the disciple got salvation.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 32. Parikshiduvachya aho adyavayam brahman satsevyā chhatra bandhavah krapyatithirupena bhavadbhistirthakakrataha. Synonyms. Parikshit Tovachya, the fortunate Maharaja Parikshit said, Aho, aha, adya, today, vayam, we, Brahman, O Brahman, Satsevya, eligible to serve the devotee, Shatra, the ruling class, Bandhava, friends, Kripaya, by your mercy, Atithi Rupena, in the manner of a guest, Bhavadbhi, by your good self, Tirthakaha, qualified for being places of pilgrimage, Kritaha, done by you. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The fortunate King Parikshit said, O Brahman, by your mercy only you have sanctified us, making us like unto places of pilgrimage, all by your presence here as my guest. By your mercy, we who are but unworthy royalty become eligible to serve the devotee. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Saintly devotees like Sukadev Goswami generally do not approach worldly enjoyers, especially those in royal orders. Maharaja Pratap Rudra was a follower of Lord Chaitanya, but when he wanted to see the Lord refused to see him because he was a king. For a devotee who desires to go back to Godhead, two things are strictly prohibited: worldly enjoyers and women. Therefore, devotees of the standard of Sukadev Goswami are never interested in seeing kings. Maharaja Parikshit was, of course, a different case. He was a great devotee, although a king, and therefore Sukadev Goswami came to see him in his last stage of life. Maharaja Parikshit, out of his devotional humility, felt himself an unworthy descendant of his great Kshatriya forefathers, although he was as great as his predecessors. The unworthy sons of the royal orders are called Kshatriya Bandhavas, as the unworthy sons of the Brahmins are called Dvija Bandhavas or Brahma Bandhas. Maharaja Parikshit was greatly encouraged by the presence of Sukadeva Goswami. He felt himself sanctified by the presence of the great saint, whose presence turns any place into a place of pilgrimage.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Chapter 19, Text 33. Esam samsaranat pumsham sadhya shuddhyanti vaigraha kim punardarshana sparshapada saucha shanadibihi. Esham, of whom, samsmaranat, by remembrance, pumsham, of a person, sadhya, instantly, sudhyanti, cleanses, vai, certainly, griha, all houses, kim, what, punaha, then, darshana, meeting, sparsha, touching, pada, the feet, saucha, washing, asana, adibihi, by offering a seat, etc. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The importance of holy places of pilgrimage is due to the presence of great sages and saints. It is said that sinful persons go to the holy places and leave their sins there to accumulate. But the presence of the great saints disinfects the accumulated sins, and thus the holy places contribute to remain sanctified by the grace of the devotees and saints present there. If such saints appear in the homes of worldly people, certainly the accumulated sins of such worldly enjoyers become neutralized. Therefore, the holy saints actually have no self interest with the householders. The only aim of such saints is to sanctify the houses of the householders, and the householders therefore should feel grateful when such saints and sages appear at their doors. A householder who dishonors such holy orders is a great offender. It is adjoined, therefore, that a householder who does not bow down before a saint at once must undergo fasting for the day in order to neutralize the great offense.
Text 34. Sanidyante Mahayogi Yogin Patakani Mahatyantapi Sadyo Nashyanti Vai Punsam Vishnoriva Suretaraha. Sanidhyat, on account of the presence, te your Mahayogin, O great mystic, Patakani, since Mahanti, invulnerable, Api, in spite of, Sadhya, immediately, Nashyanti, vanquished, Vai, certainly, Pumsam, of a person, Vishnu, like the presence of the personality of Godhead, Iva, like Suraitarna Itaraha, other than the demigods. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Just as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of personality of Godhead, so also the invulnerable sins of a man are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great mystic. Purport. There are two classes of human beings, namely the atheist and the devotee of the Lord. The devotee of the Lord, because of manifesting godly qualities, is called a demigod, whereas the atheist is called the demon. The demon cannot stand the presence of Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. The demons are always busy in trying to vanquish the personality of Godhead. But factually, as soon as the personality of Godhead appears, by either his transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, paraphernalia, or variegatedness, the demon is at once vanquished. It is said that a ghost cannot remain as soon as the holy name of Lord is chanted. The great saints and devotees of the Lord are in the list of his paraphernalia, and thus as soon as a saintly devotee is present, the ghostly sins are at once vanquished. That is the verdict of all Vedic literatures. One is recommended, therefore, to associate only with saintly devotees, so that worldly demons and ghosts cannot exert their sinister influence.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 35. Api me bhagavana pritaha Krishna pandu sutpriyaha Patra svaseya prityartham tad gotra sayat bandhavaha. Synonyms. Api, definitely, me, unto me, Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead, Pritaha, pleased, Krishna, the Lord, Pandu Suta, the sons of King Pandu, Priyaha, dear, Petra, in relation with the father, Swaseya, the sons of the sister, Priti, satisfaction, Artham, in the matter of Tat, there, Gotrasya, of the descendant, Ata, accepted, Bandhavaha, as a friend. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins and brothers. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A pure and exclusive devotee of the Lord serves his family interest more dexterously than others who are attached to illusory family affairs. Generally, people are attached to family matters, and the whole economic impetus of human society is moving under the influence of family affection. Such deluded persons have no information that one can render better service to the family by becoming a devotee of the Lord. The Lord gives special protection to the family members and descendants of devotee, even though such members are themselves non-devotees. Maharaja Prahlada was a great devotee of the Lord, but his father Hiranyakashipu was a great atheist and declared enemy of the Lord. But despite all this, Hiranyakashipu was awarded salvation due to his being the father of Maharaja Prahlada. The Lord is so kind that He gives all protection to the family members of His devotee. And thus, the devotee has no need to bother about his family members, even if one leaves such family members aside to discharge devotional service. Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers were the sons of Kunti, the paternal aunt of Lord Krishna, and Maharaja Parikshit admits the patronage of Lord Krishna because of his being the only grandson of the great Pandavas.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 36. Anyatha te vyaktagater darshanam na katam nrinam nitaram mriyamananam samsiddhasya vaniyashaha. Anyatha, otherwise, te, your avyakta gate of one whose movements are invisible. Darshanam, meeting. Naha, for us. Katam, how. Nrinam, of the people. Nitaram, specifically. Mriyamananam, of those who are about to die. Samsidasya, of one who is all perfect. Vani Yashaha, voluntary appearance. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here, though you are moving incognito to the common man and are not visible to us who are on the verge of the death? Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Sukadeva Goswami was certainly inspired by Lord Krishna to appear voluntarily before Maharaja Parikshit, the great devotee of the Lord, just to give him the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the nucleus of the devotional service of the Lord by the mercy of the spiritual master and the personality of Godhead. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord to help one achieve ultimate success. One who is not authorized by the Lord cannot become a spiritual master. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is an authorized spiritual master, and thus he was inspired by the Lord to appear before Maharaj Parikshit and instruct him in the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the ultimate success of going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord sending his true representative. As soon as the true representation of the Lord is met by a devotee of the Lord, the devotee is assured a guarantee for going back to Godhead just after leaving the present body. This, however, depends on the sincerity of the devotee himself. The Lord is seated in the heart of all living beings, and thus he knows very well the movements of all individual persons. As soon as the Lord finds that a particular soul is very eager to go back to Godhead, the Lord at once sends his bona fide representative. The sincere born devotee is thus assured by the Lord of going back to Godhead. The conclusion is that to get the assistance and help of a bona fide spiritual master means to receive the direct help of the Lord himself.
Text 37. Adaha pruchami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvada. Synonyms. Ataha, therefore, prachami, beg to inquire, samsiddham, the way of perfection, yoginam, of the saints, paramam, the supreme, gurum, the spiritual master, purushasya, of a person, iha, in this life, yet whatever, karyam, duty, mriyamanasya, of one who is going to die, sarvada, in every way. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. Purport. Unless one is perfectly anxious to inquire about the way of perfection, there is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not a kind of decoration for a householder. Generally, a fashionable materialist engages a so-called spiritual master without any profit. The pseudo spiritual master flatters the so-called disciple, and thereby the both master and his ward go to hell without a doubt. Maharaja Parikshit is the right type of disciple because he puts forward questions vital to the interest of all men, particularly for the dying men. The question put forward by Maharaja Parikshit is the basic principle of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now let us see how intelligently the great master replies.
Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 38. यच्छोतव्यं अथो जप्यं यत्कर्तव्यं नभि प्रभो समतव्यं भजनीयं वब्रूहि यद्वा विपयम्. Synonyms: yet, whatever; shrotavyam, worth hearing; atho, thereof; japyam, chanted; yet, what also; kratavyam, executed; narbhi, by the people in general; prabho, O master; smartavyam, that which is remembered; bhajaniyam, worshipable; va, either; bruhi, please explain; yadva, what it may be; viprayam, against the principle. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember, and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 39. नूनं भगवतो ब्रह्मन् ग्रहेषु ग्रहमेधिनामं न लक्ष्यते हैवस्थानमपि गोदोहयनं क्वचित्. Synonyms: Nunam, because; Bhagvatah, of you who are powerful; Brahman, O Brahmana; Griheshu, in the houses; Graha Madhinam, of the householders; Na, not; Leksyate, are seen; he, exactly; Avasthanam, staying in; Api, even; Godohanam, milking the cow; Kachit, rarely. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O powerful Brahman, it is said that you hardly stay in the houses of men long enough to milk a cow. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Saints and sages in the renounced order of life go to the houses of the householders at the time they milk the cows early in the morning and ask some quantity of milk for subsistence. A pound of milk fresh from the milk bag of a cow is sufficient to feed an adult with all vitamin values, and therefore saints and sages live only on milk. Even the poorest of the householders keep at least 10 cows, each delivering 12 to 20 quarts of milk. And therefore, no one hesitates to spare a few pounds of milk for the mendicants. It is the duty of householders to maintain the saints and sages, like the children. So, a saint like Sukadeva Goswami would hardly stay at the house of a householder for more than 5 minutes in the morning. In other words, such saints are very rarely seen in the houses of householders, and Maharaja Parikshit therefore prayed to him to instruct him as soon as possible. The householders also should be intelligent enough to get some transcendental information from visiting sages. The householder should not foolishly ask a saint to deliver what is available in the market. That should be the reciprocal relation between the saints and the householders.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, Text 40. Suta uvacha evam avasitam prastaha sarajna slakshnaye gira pratyabhasata dharmajnano bhagavan bhadarayanihi. Suta uvacha, Sri Suta Goswami said, Evam, thus, avasitaha, being spoken, prastaha, and asked for saha, he, Rajna, by the king, Slakshnaya, by sweet, gira, language, Pratyabhasata, began to reply, Dharmajna, one who knows the principles of religion, Bhagavan, the powerful personality, Bhadarayinahi, son of Vyasadeva. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Suta Goswami said, the king thus spoke and questioned the sage using sweet language. Then the great and powerful personality, the son of Vyasadeva, who knew the principles of religion, began his reply. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, end of the first canto. Okay, we'll start canto 2. Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 2, invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vyasudevaya. Om, O my Lord, Namaha, my respectful obeisances unto you, Bhagavate, unto the personality of Godhead, Vasudevaya, unto Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vasudevaya means to Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Since by chanting the name of Krishna, Vasudeva, one can achieve all the good results of charity, austerity, and penances. It is to be understood that by the chanting of this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the author or the speaker or any one of the readers of Srimad Bhagavatam is offering respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the principles of creation are described, and thus the first canto may be called creation. Similarly, in the second canto, the post-creation cosmic manifestation is described. The different planetary systems are described in the second canto as different parts of the universal body of the Lord. For these reasons, the second canto may be called the cosmic manifestation. There are 10 chapters in the second canto, and in these 10 chapters, the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam and the different symptoms of this purpose are narrated. The first chapter describes the glories of the chanting, and it hints at the process by which the neophyte devotees may perform meditation on the universal form of the Lord. In the first verse, Sukadeva Goswami replies to the questions of Maharaja Parikshit, who asked him about one's duties at the point of death. Maharaja Parikshit was glad to receive Sukadeva Goswami, and he was proud of being a descendant of Arjuna, the intimate friend of Krishna. Personally, he was very humble and meek, but he expressed his gladness that Lord Krishna was very kind to his grandfathers, the sons of Pandu, especially his own grandfather, Arjuna. And because Lord Krishna was always pleased with Maharaja Parikshit's family, at the verge of Maharaja Parikshit's death, Sukadeva Goswami was sent to help him in the process of self-realization. Maharaja Parikshit was a devotee of Lord Krishna from his childhood, so he had natural affection of Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami could understand his devotion. Therefore, he welcomed the questions about the king's duty, because the king hinted that worship of Lord Krishna is the ultimate function of every living entity. Sukadeva Goswami welcomed the suggestion and said, because you have raised questions about Krishna, your question is about glorious. The translation of the first verse is as follows.
Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 1. Shri Sukha Uvacha Variyaneshate Prashna Krato Lokahitam Napa Atmavissamata Punsham Shrotavyadeshu Ya Paraha. Synonyms. Shri Sukha Uvacha, Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, Variyan, glorious, Ishtaha, this, te, your, Prashnaha, question, Kartaha, made by you, Lokahitam, beneficial for all men, Napa, O king, Atmavita, transcendentalist, Samataha, approved, Pumsam, of all men, Shrotavya, Adishu, in all kinds of hearing, Yah, what is, Para, the supreme. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, my dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to this question is the prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Even the very question is so nice that it is the best subject matter for hearing. Simply by such questioning and hearing, one can achieve the highest perfectional stage of life. Because Lord Krishna is the original supreme person, any question about him is original and perfect. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the highest perfection of life is to achieve the transcendental loving service of Krishna, because questions and answers about Krishna elevate one to that transcendental position. The questions of Maharaja Parikshit about Krishna philosophy are greatly glorified. Maharaja Parikshit wanted to absorb his mind completely in Krishna, and such absorption can be effected simply by hearing about the uncommon activities of Krishna. For instance, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that simply by understanding the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna's appearance, disappearance, and activities, one can immediately return home back to Godhead and never come back to this miserable condition of material existence. And it is very auspicious, therefore, to hear always about Krishna. So, Maharaja Parikshit requested Sukadeva Goswami to narrate the activities of Krishna so that he could engage his mind in Krishna. The activities of Krishna are not different from Krishna himself. As long as one is engaged in hearing such transcendental activities of Krishna, he remains aloof from the unconditional life of material existence. The topics of Lord Krishna are so auspicious that they purify the speaker, the hearer, and the inquirer. They are compared to the Ganges waters which flow from toe to Lord Krishna. Wherever the Ganges waters go, they purify the land and the person who bathes in them. Similarly, Krishna Katha or the topics of Krishna are so pure that wherever they are spoken, the place, the hearer, the inquirer, the speaker, and all concerned become purified.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 2. Srotavyadhini Rajendra Nrunam Santi Sahasrasaha Apasyatam Atmatattvam Graheshu Gruhamedinam. Synonyms: Srotavya Adhini, subject matters for hearing. Rajendra, O Emperor. Nrunam, of human society. Santi, there are. Sahasrasaha, hundreds and thousands. Apashyatam, of the blind. Atma Tattvam, knowledge of self, the ultimate truth. Graheshu, at home. Gruhamedinam, of persons too materially engrossed. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society, O Emperor. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the revealed scriptures, there are two nomenclatures for the householder's life. One is Gruhastha and the other is Gruhamedi. The Gruhasthas are those who live together with wife and children, but live transcendentally for realizing the ultimate truth. The Gruhamedis, however, are those who live only for the benefit of the family members, extended or centralized, and thus are envious of others. The word Medi indicates jealousy of others. The Gruhamedis, being interested in family affairs only, are certainly envious of others. Therefore, one Gruhamedi is not on good terms with another Gruhamedi, and in the extended form, one community, society, or nation is not on good terms with another counterpart of selfish interest. In the age of Kali, all the householders are jealous of one another because they are blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth. They have many subject matters for hearing: political, scientific, social, economic, and so on. But due to a poor fund of knowledge, they set aside the question of the ultimate miseries of life, namely miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease. Factually, the human life is meant for making an ultimate solution to birth, death, old age, and disease. But the Grahamedis, being illusioned by the material nature, forget everything about self-realization. The ultimate solution to the problems of life is to go back home, go back to Godhead. And thus, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.16, the miseries of material existence, the birth, death, old age, and disease are removed. The process of going back home, back to Godhead, is to hear about the Supreme Lord and His name, form, attributes, pastimes, paraphernalia, and variegatedness. Foolish people do not know this. They want to hear something about the name, form, etc. of everything temporary, and they do not know how to utilize this propensity of hearing for the ultimate good. Misguided as they are, they also create some false literatures about the name, form, attributes, etc. of the ultimate truth. One should not, therefore, become a Grahamedi simply to exist for envying others. One should become a real householder in terms of the spiritual injunctions.
Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 3. Nidaya hyatena tam vevayena chavavaya दिवाचार्थे हया राजन कुटुंब भड़ेनवा. Synonyms: Nidraya, by sleeping, Hyate, wastes, Naktam, night, Vayavayena, sex indulgence, Cha, also, Va, either, Vya, duration of life, Diva, days, Cha, and Earth, economic, Ihaya, development, Rajan, O king, Kutumba, family members, Bhanen, maintaining, Va, either. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The lifetime of such an invest householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The present human civilization is primarily based on the principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night and earning money in the day and spending the same for family maintenance. Such a form of human civilization is condemned by the Bhagavata school because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul. The whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of matter. The knowledge concerning this is called Atma Tattva. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis or fruitive laborers, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, that is the jnanis, yogis, and devotees, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. The karmis are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva knowledge, and as such their life is spent without spiritual profit. The human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and hawks. It is especially meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and the miseries thereof. So the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and by laboring hard in the daytime to accumulate wealth. And after doing so, they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. The materialistic way of life is described herein in a nutshell, and how foolishly men waste the boon of human life is described as follows.
We'll stop reading today till 2.1.3. We'll start tomorrow from 2.1.4. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bando mui savadana mate Jahara prasade mai e bhavatori yajay Krishna prapti hoye jaha hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Ekya और ना कोरी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति इसे उत्तम गति जे प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते वेद गाए जहरा चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनरा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनारा बंधु लोकेनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना हाँ प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोहे पद जया हाँ प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोहे पद जया ए बेजास गुशुक्ति भुवाना शीला प्रभुपाद पतिता पवाना जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने
विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांता स्वामीति नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे
सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चाता देशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्त वृंदा
कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल
जय गौरा हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगाबाई जमुनाबाई की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, सब वेद भक्तों की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद की all glory to the Lord, all glory to the Lord, all glory to the Lord, all glory, all glory, all glory to Shri Guru and Shri Guru Ram Guru Shri Srila Prabhupada की जय.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Oh, my only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Lokanath Goswami, O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the seat of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.